Howdy, gang, and welcome to yet another Terror Time Tea. Today, eventually, I will be talking about Slaughterhouse and WitchTrap. Kevin Tenney's WitchTrap, by the way, the same guy that did Witchboard and Night of the Demons. I'm having some watermelon tea today. You can see there. And having some more frosted lemon cookies. By the way, I'm going to take a bite of it. I got up late today and did not have time to eat my breakfast. So this tea and a cookie is going to be my breakfast this morning. So, had a major snafu with the internet this morning. Not due to anything outside our home, but my dog Reggie got back here over here in this area while I was sleeping in and systematically pulled stuff out of the wall, unplugged things and everything because he has seemed to obtain, some anxiety. He didn't used to be anxious over anything, but now, sadly, he is. And so I don't know if we had some thunder this morning. I know it did rain some more. And he likes to scratch when he gets nervous now. And he had everything knocked over and pulled out and everything over in this area. So, needless to say, I had to fix all of that. I was trying to respond to messages from people and all kinds of stuff. So, it's been a wild morning. So, anyway, before I get started with these movies, I did want to talk about things that are upcoming for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Now, 1 p.m. Eastern time today will be another Friday Foolish. Me and Candace will be on here talking about, I guess I should pull my microphone over a little bit. Me and Candace will be on there talking about our favorite summer-based movies. And this probably, well, no, I know it's not going to be all horror-based. We're going to mix it up a little bit and cover different genres. I also have a couple of watch-alongs coming up this weekend to celebrate the 40th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street. I have my celebratory cake and everything ready to go. I just need to decorate it before tomorrow night. I don't know if I'll have cake both nights, but I'm definitely going to have cake tomorrow night. That will start at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be watching the original 1984 classic, A Nightmare on Elm Street, directed by Wes Craven. And no remakes in here. Yeah, I don't like that remake. I've made that, plain on more than one occasion. Also, my brain's a little scrambled. Sorry, guys and gals. I got to pause for a second because still the jumbled mess that happened this morning is still with me, unfortunately. So there is now a Discord, and I forgot to put those links in there. If y'all will permit me to, I will attempt to find that. Hopefully I can find that. I know it's a Word document. I was just going to do a little copy and paste here. I know there's a way to get that to come up every time, so I don't have to put it in every time, but hopefully you guys and gals can click on those links if you want to. I know that's a little jumbled, but there is now a new Deadites on Deck Discord. This is going to be, well, I hope that it is a hate and bully free zone. if people come on there and attempt to try to start drama with other members, they will not be allowed to stay on the Discord. If you know, I'm going to look into all the ins and outs of how you get, just in case, how you get somebody off the Discord that is causing problems. So hopefully we won't have any of that. That's all I'm going to say about that. But the Discord, I'm hoping will be a fun place for people to come in and share in conversations about movies and books and music. There are a bunch of different uh, places that you can go and start threads. If you just read a book that you want to discuss on the Discord, hopefully there'll be some other people that say, "Hey, yeah, I read that book too. That was a cool book." And it doesn't have to be new books. I mean, it could, maybe you just discovered Stephen King or something, just want to share your experiences there. You can do all of that. There's a general chat where you can get in there and introduce yourself if you'd like, tell a little something about yourself, maybe. But that's all up to you, how much you want to put out there. There will soon be a Patreon. I'm still working on the Patreon for Deadites on Deck. Um, just stay tuned for that. The Deadites on Deck store, where you can get a lot of cool and unique horror merchandise or non-horror, because I am taking custom orders now. T-shirts and hats and mouse pads, tumblers, coffee cups, booga booga bears. All that stuff is available on the Deadites on Deck shop at deaditesondeck.com. I've also put that link in the chat for you as well. There soon is going to be a sister site to Deadites on Deck called Waiting on Woodstock. And me and Candace are going to be manning that. I'm still going to continue with Deadites on Deck, so never fear with that. But I was trying to get an additional audience. And Candace and I thought the way to do that would to be to do some kind of separate channel, a sister channel to this one, where we talk about stuff that's completely different. Now, we're going to be talking about all Woodstock era things, from music to movies to books to fashion, hairstyles. And we're also going to be talking about the dark side of some of those things, especially some of the bands. We're eventually going to be talking about Charles Manson. And we will also go a little bit into the 70s as well, because a lot of this stuff from that mid to late 60s era carried over into the 70s a bit. Also, me and Candace are going to be doing a new show. We're not going to stop Friday Foolish on here, but this is going to be another similar variety type show. And I haven't given it a name yet. I'm still working on it. And that will alternate between the I Know What You Shot on Video streams that I do on Thursday. So we'll be alternating back and forth. Whereas I was doing Seductive Poison, The Resurgence, and doing a triple threat review show, I think I'm going to take a break from that now and allow me and Candace to get this new show started on Deadites on Deck. Okay. So now that all the housekeeping stuff is out of the way, we will get to these movies, right? Sorry. Drinking a little more tea, because if I don't drink my tea early on, of course, it's going to get cold. All right. So the first movie I wanted to talk about today is Slaughterhouse. I don't know how many of you guys and gals have seen Slaughterhouse, but this is a movie that I saw when I was a kid. Again, back in the VHS rental days. And I I loved horror movies of all kinds. I still love horror movies of all kinds. And so I think this was one my dad rented and brought home. And, as bad as some people may think this is of my parents, a lot of this stuff we watched as a family. Um, and again, like I said last night, I feel like I turned out pretty well, regardless of the fact that I watched a lot of this stuff growing up. So, you may be thinking this is maybe like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre type of slasher. It's a little bit different than that. Um, I feel like. So we have a character called Lester Bacon. Yes, that is his name, Lester Bacon. But his slaughterhouse has run into some financial problems. And so the town lawyer, I didn't know towns had lawyers, but the town lawyer, the sheriff, and there's also a rival slaughterhouse owner. They're trying to make Lester turn over his land to them so they can resell it. Um, so he has a crazy son, Buddy, who Buddy doesn't talk. Buddy oinks like a pig and grunts like a pig and stuff like that. His best friends are pigs, evidently, even though evidently they slaughter some pigs. I guess maybe they were trying to go for kind of like a Leatherface thing where Leatherface isn't really verbal. That's how Buddy is. So Lesser discovers that Buddy also likes killing a few uh, teenagers or college students in his spare time. So when he figures that out, he's like, oh, well, I've got a way to get rid of the sheriff and this rival slaughterhouse owner and the lawyer and all that. I'll just set my son loose on him because he seems capable of that anyway. So pretty much a slasher film. These kids go messing around the slaughterhouse and it does not end well for them. They get, killed and hung up on meat hooks, very similar to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Um, but I have always enjoyed this. I love the character of Buddy Bacon. Um, and I believe there's an interview on this Vinegar Syndrome release. Well, there's interviews with several people. There's probably an old interview with the guy that played Buddy Bacon. Now, that guy went out and actually did promotion for this movie. If you can believe that, a low budget horror movie, he went out and did some promotion for this back in the 80s when this came out. And so you get to see, stuff from that era. And I don't know, I just find this movie a lot of fun. It might be a little schlocky at times, a little silly at times, but movies of this type generally were, right? So if you enjoy that little quirky, kind of schlocky, a low budget slasher movie vibe, then I think you're really going to like this. And if you watch it in a for free version and you decide that you like it really well, if you can get a hold of this Vinegar Syndrome release on Blu ray, this is a really good release. Um, you get a commentary can't talk, so sorry guys and gals. You get a commentary track with director Rick Rossler and producer Jerry Onco and production designer Michael Scaglione. You get a new interview with lead actress Sherry Bendorf Lee. You get featurettes, Making a Low Budget Indie, which is a featurette with Rick Rossler. producing Slaughterhouse, an interview with Jerry Onco. You get archival interviews with Rick Rossler and Jerry Onco from the 1999 DVD release, which I think I had as well. Epilogue, 30 years after the slaughter, radio interview featurette from 1987. Radio interview featurette, or sorry, reading that over. Local news coverage from the premiere, behind the scenes featurette, outtakes, something called No Smoking, Slaughterhouse Snipe, multiple theatrical trailers, TV and radio spots, shooting script gallery, and it also does have some reversible cover art. It shows you. Well, to me, it's pretty much the same thing, but that's weird. It says reversible cover art, so I mean it's a little bit different, but basically the same kind of cover art. Okay, um, and you may think I'm rating this one a little high, guys and gals, but I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4 deadites out of 5 just because I enjoy it so much. If I'm feeling nostalgic for that 80s low budget slasher movie vibe that I talked about earlier, then I'm definitely going to go with Slaughterhouse or something like it. So, yes, I would highly recommend it, but also, as always, I will tell you that don't go out and just buy this thing. Try to watch it for free first. Okay. So, the next one I want to talk about this morning is WitchTrap. And you can see Linnea Quigley's in this. Linnea Quigley is in a really quick role. I ain't gonna lie, she gets taken out early, but you do get to see her in the shower. So you guys that like to look at Linnea Quigley, 1989 Linnea Quigley, you're gonna enjoy that. So, um, so people might be thinking, well, is WitchTrap a sequel to Witchboard? No, I don't think it really is, but some people might consider it. And in fact, they have, this time it's not a game, which is a play on Witchboard. So basically, we have a possessed or a haunted house. So for years, the Slaughterhouse has been plagued by strange and violent occurrences. Unexplained deaths and seemingly supernatural activities have scared away all the prospective tenants and buyers. But now its owners have decided to turn the mansion into a bed and breakfast. Bad idea, folks. Bad idea. Follow a team of paranormal experts as they attempt to remove the demonic forces and cleanse the property of all evil. Through the use of a special device designed to lure in and trap evil spirits. But as soon as they arrive, the violence begins again as members of the team begin to meet increasingly bloody fates. As I said, this is directed by Kevin Tenney, who did Night of the Demons and Witchboard. It is very gory. I'll warn you about that. It's listed as an 80s supernatural shocker. And it also stars James Quinn of Witchboard and featuring Scream Queen Linnea Quigley in the film's most memorable and creative death scene. I'm not going to give that away. I'm just going to leave that up to you guys to see. Vinegar Syndrome also put this Blu-ray out. And there's a whole bunch of special features on it for you to enjoy if that's your thing. I like this one, not as well as I did Witchboard and Night of the Demons, but it was fun. It is gory. So if fun and gory and supernatural, demonic entity films are your cup of tea, and I didn't mean to do that, but your cup of tea, there's play on words there, then I think you're really going to like WitchTrap. I'm not going to give it as high as I did Slaughterhouse, because I think the fun level for me anyway is just a little bit lower than Slaughterhouse. So, guys and gals, I don't have that half up there just yet. So imagine a 3.5. Imagine that half deadite there, right? Um, because I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as Slaughterhouse, and I also didn't enjoy it as much as Witchboard or Night of the Demons. Now, does that mean that that's not a worthy watch? No, I'm not saying that at all. It is a worthy watch, and if you can find it for free, uh, start looking at Tubi or start looking at YouTube and seeing if you can find a for free version of it to watch before you think about shelling out hard-earned money for this one. But I'm not really seeing anybody in the chat. I do think people that are watching, I know this is early on a Friday and a lot of people are at work, but never fear. You can watch this on the replay in case you miss this episode of Terror Time Tea. I don't intend these to ever be very long. I just get on here, have some tea, have a snack, talk about a couple of movies, and then I'm off of here for the moment. But be sure to tune in today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Me and Candace are going to be talking about favorite summer-based movies for Friday Foolish. I already have my Friday Foolish shirt on in preparation for this. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a day as far as Terror Time Tea. So I'm off like a dirty shirt. And as I always say, I want to remind everybody to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic Friday, folks. And if you feel so inclined and can, please tune in to Friday Foolish with me and Candace and listen to us talk about our favorite summer based movies. Take care, guys and gals, and I'll see everybody next time.